Today is Tuesday, November 23rd, 2010. I'm David K. Williams Jr., but you can call me Dave, Solomon K. Dave. This is day 7 of the Blue Carp video experiment. It has been an entire week. It seems like only yesterday. And of course, I still have no idea what I'm doing. In sad news, David Nolan, one of the founders of the Libertarian Party, passed away on Sunday. He was 66 years old. He was very active in the Liberty Movement and the Libertarian Party up until his death. He also created the Nolan chart, which demonstrated graphically that the left versus right line that we hear about all the time is really not that helpful. The left versus right isn't what's important. What's important is whether or not you believe in the collective use of force to impose a policy, or you believe in the autonomy and freedom of the individual. So left versus right isn't as important as individual liberty versus the state, top and bottom. And he was the one that came up with that. So check out the Nolan chart. Thanks, David, for your life dedicated to liberty. Speaking of liberty, TSA is still in the news, with some planning on a protest tomorrow, the most heavily traveled day of the year, the day before Thanksgiving. Some are going to protest by opting out of the naked pictures when they fly in favor of being groped by a government agent. And of course, if enough people do that, it's really going to slow down travel tomorrow. Since that is on the horizon potentially, apologists for the TSA are popping up everywhere. Eugene Robinson of the Washington Post in an article says the TSA is, quote, unfairly maligned, unquote. After all, they're just trying to keep us safe, right? William Salatan of Slate wrote, quote, before you board my plane, I want the guys from TSA to look at your junk, and if you refuse, I want them to touch it, unquote. A female passenger is quoted in the Denver Post today saying, quote, whatever keeps the country safe, well, I just don't have a problem with. Really. Salatan, Robinson, and this flyer are victims of the culture of fear cultivated by the government. These people are so scared, they're willing to let government lackeys molest them in the name of safety. Heaven help us. Frankly, safety is way overrated. Freedom is way underrated. And yes, freedom is dangerous. It's very dangerous. That's why the government didn't want you to have it. Thomas Jefferson summed it up, quote, I would rather be exposed to the inconveniences attending too much liberty than to those attending too small a degree of it. James Madison said, the means of defense against foreign danger historically have become the instruments of tyranny at home. Any of this sound familiar? Alexander Hamilton, quote, safety from external danger is the most powerful director of national conduct. Even the ardent love of liberty will, after a time, give way to its dictates. The violent destruction of life and property incident to war, the continual effort and alarm attendant on a state of continual danger will compel nations the most attached to liberty to resort for repose and security to institutions which have a tendency to destroy their civil and political rights. To be more safe, they at length become willing to run the risk of being less free. End quote. It's like these guys understood human nature or something. None of this is new. These guys predicted it. And even so, we are falling into the trap they warned about. And we're doing it willfully. We don't care. And that's what's so damn sad about it. We're becoming a nation of scared dogs, flinching whenever we see a sudden movement, cowering when we hear a loud noise. It's shameful. We are willfully following the Judas goat to our own slaughter. Some of us ain't going. Not willfully, anyway. I'm Dave Williams. Follow me on my blog at www.bluecarp.com, Twitter at BlueCarp, Facebook.com/BlueCarp, and if you want to know about what's going on at the Colorado legislature and how you can affect what's going on, follow me on Twitter at Gadsden Society. Today is Tuesday, November 23rd, 2010. I'm Dave Williams. Let freedom ring.